time easier, I would recommend getting a few of the silver wires together, to level them off, and then I cut with between my fingers and bend them over, so I'm creating these sort of hairpins. Yeah? So if you do quite a few at the same time, it just reduces your, drop them like that, reduces your time down, rather than cutting them all individually. Now, it's always useful with the Carmen rose to have open roses as much as possible. So if you have any roses from an event, it's always worth saving them because it's the open rose that's the best. Choose a rose that's going to be your middle. Now the great thing with a Carmen rose, you can actually mix your petals. So I'm going to start off with this one. I'll take those petals off in a minute because they're a bit bruised. And I'm going to wire it like I would a rose buttonhole. So can you remember how we wire the rose for a buttonhole? What do I do? Anyone remember?
Single leg round. I don't know.
You put those, you can use the 70 wire.
Yeah.
Put it up.
And then the silver. Yeah, so it makes it like, so you do a 70 up. Okay.
And you put the silver wire.
But you don't want the wire sticking out the top. Okay. And then you would do a silver wire
Across.
through the stem. Oops. Halfway, bend it down and wrap one of the silver wires round the stem and then onto the green line, which they just to keep it in place. And then just because you've cut that rose from any natural water source, we use the parafilm. So remember, we've got to stretch that tape, okay? Stretch and turn. So I go round the stem first as much as I can, and then I start to work down my rose stem. And you only need to tape probably about halfway. You don't need to tape all the way. Oops, just caught one of the sepals. Now if it was for a rose buttonhole, you might want to pin these sepals. Well, we're going to do a Carmen rose, so I'm actually going to, we don't need them, okay? I'm just going to take them away for this design.
Carmen rose, is that the design?
Yeah, it's the name of the design, Carmen rose. Some people do it for bridal bouquets. Some people do it for different things, a smaller version. So there's lots of different roses, loads of different colours, and I want you to, you know, it's quite good to do different ones. This is where it becomes horrible because you've got to take your rose apart. Okay? You need your petals. So I wiggle my middle bit, you get that piece out, and then you end up and just let it break away.
Oh, you're going to break out the beautiful coloured ones.
Yeah. But it can look really, really amazing once you've got different colours. You might want to just do one colour, it's up to you. So I'll wiggle it, get the seeds out, and then just fluff them out a little bit. The smaller bits like this you're not really going to need, so you don't really need them unless anyone wants to dry them out to make some hot puree or something, or dry them out. Okay, the best thing to do is work from underneath. And you need to actually start with your petals as close as you can to the centre. Okay? If you bring them here, you're not going to get your shape, so bring them as close as you can to the middle. And then with your silver pin, you're just going to pin into your rose. Okay? And you just literally are going around. And you try to keep it always close to the middle. I'm just going to go around with some cream. Always to the centre. Now to start with, you think, God, this is not getting anywhere. But it will. Shine on one side, Marilyn on the other.
I know, I just can't sit here like this.
I know, you need to get you moving, go outside, get some fresh air. Okay, and that's all you're doing, you're just pinning, going round, keep the same colour, you can change the colour, and eventually what will happen as you do it, your petals will start forming outwards and start getting bigger. So you're creating like a giant rose really.
What's the purpose of doing that then?
It's creating a Carmen rose, which is a design.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, Carmen rose is actually lots of petals to create a giant rose,
Okay.
which could be used for a wedding bouquet, bridal bouquet. People use them for.
The colour schemes we're using there, as far as colour goes, I know it's not harmonious, but with the actual colour harmony, is it monochromatic then?
We've got
Is it
pink
all the
to,
same?
could be, but then that could be like a little, you imagine there's grey in the pink, so that's your grey, that's your sort of tint in there, and then this is your pink. So yeah, it could be monochromatic.
Probably more price for the bridesmaids because they're only so.
How many of these would you do? Were you saying you'd do a whole bouquet like this? Really? Wow.
I don't know, if you had a bridesmaid having it, then you somehow need to reflect that in the bride somewhere, otherwise it doesn't look like, where does it match?
Do you get people
in style.
requesting that? People generally wouldn't know of it.
They
I
don't,
suppose.
it's the fact of actually getting them to know about it. Yeah.
Unless they've seen something really vibrant, like a blue dyed
Yeah.
petal with an orange.
You'll see a lot in the designer books and things, a lot of people will do it.
It costs a fortune though.
Oh, it's time consuming.
Yeah, the
I'm not
time
even
that's
getting
going
anywhere.
to take you to put that there. Yeah.
I'm not going to let you sit there and watch me build this because you'll be there forever. Take me to
How
the
big are you
end.
going to go with it?
We're going to do a small one. We're going to do a mini one, and then I'll wire up some Gaelic sleeve and do a collar. So it's like a little miniature bouquet. But I've seen some this size. But there are other techniques, which is like what Rachel was saying, that some florists glue on there as well. The only thing with that, you have to be careful not to get glue marks or burn marks. Some have put sellotape, I've seen.
Sellotape?
Yeah.
You
bizarre.
get for a buttonhole if you're just doing one.
Yeah. But the thing is, the key thing is really is to make sure that you keep it quite tight in the circle, in the centre here. Because otherwise what happens, if you just keep going up, you're going to create this quite tight shape, whereas you want it to be fanning out, so you start to build it. And look at your colours as well, because you can really change the effect of something just by the colours that you're placing in as well. Yeah. Once I've done this, then I'll show you, but I'm just going to put some, I'm going to wipe a few leaves, or even some ivy leaves actually, and just put them around the design as a sort of, to create a handle, and then we'll cover the handle. Alright. So obviously I'll keep carrying on, but that's the sort of, you're going to create round and it'll just get wider and bigger like that as you
And
go
people
down.
might look at it and not even appreciate that it's not.
No, you're right, yeah. I know what you mean, it's that thing, isn't it, around it, but you,
How natural you go.
yeah.
So wouldn't you sort of creating it outwards, it's more length than width, isn't it?
It's creating width. Do you mean?
Not much of it. I just think it's
Well, I haven't
getting
built
longer down the
anything
water,
yet.
down the, you know.
Yeah.
So as you're going though, it will go down the stem. Do you know what I mean?
No, not only minor bits. It'll get thicker.
Yeah.
It'll get thicker. But because petals are quite thin, anyway, it'll take a while to get quite far down. Oops. That one was a bit too long, that pin, so as I was pushing it in, it was bending. So it's probably better to have slightly shorter pins, but not too short, because you don't want your petal to sort of fall out. Just keep building, really. As I say, you can change your colours, you can introduce a different colour as you go along. But I'll just keep building as I go through. It's quite good if you want to bring different colours into a wedding with bridesmaids and the bride and things. And
So
you
if
know,
you-
not natural, is it?
Sorry, if you want to keep it at that size you've done now, because you do have a bouquet out at that size,
No, I think that's a bit too small because I don't think like it makes it the person wouldn't appreciate it. Maybe for a buttonhole, possibly, but I wouldn't for a bouquet.
You'd use it really, like, that was 3
At
roses.
least
You
that.
did 3 roses to 1 rose.
Yeah.
Is that generally what you
There's
prefer?
3 I've broken, yeah, for one, but that's still quite small.
You almost feel like you want to contrast the colour just so that it shows what you've done.
Yeah, yeah. Start mixing them, doesn't it? I mean, these colours are very similar, but they're not really blended very well.
It looks nice. It looks like an ice cream. Reminds me of changing colour, don't they?
Yeah. And if your wire does bend, it's not the end of the world because it will hold that in place. Mine are quite long because the next petal covers it anyway. But the thing is just to keep always building from the centre.
The paper that
Just keep
is.
going really, and as you go you'll get more of a look. It only really works because the idea is it will build out, but I might find some of that colour because I think I want depth now, so I might start bringing that pinky because it looks quite similar. And just keep building out.